As 2024 comes to an end, I wanted to jump on here and share with you my thoughts on what happened this past year in this housing market. But the first thing I want to say is 2024 started off as a year of hope for home buyers. Many experts predicted that there would be an increase in inventory, a decrease in prices, and lower interest rates. Did any of that happen? Not so much. Unfortunately, the one common theme that happened this year, that's happened since 2022, that common theme of the lack of affordability, that is still continuing on as of today. And unfortunately, I think it will continue into 2025.
Oh, boy.
Let's dive into just a few things that took place this past year, and let's talk about what those experts had to say about them. Okay, let's dive into the mortgage interest rates. Now, it was said earlier in this year, in January 24, that they were expecting our good friend Jerome Powell to cut the federal interest rate. And they were expecting to cut that several times throughout this year. Guess what? Not so much. The first cut to the interest rate didn't happen until September. So those mortgage rates, they remained elevated pretty much all year. And as of today, they're over 7%. They're even higher. Yeah, so there's that. Now, even though the mortgage rates remained elevated, it still didn't have that much of an impact on home prices. Now, one would think that your higher interest rates, you have high home prices, people are going to bid lower on a home because the interest rate's so high, they can't afford that monthly payment. So they're not going to pay full price or go over asking price. Oh, no. In a lot of markets in this country, those high interest rates didn't mean a thing to many people, and they still paid top dollar for their homes. As a matter of fact, Realtor.com is projecting year-over-year price growth for 2024, and they're projecting that at 4%. Yeah, home prices increased 4% since 2023. So those interest rates didn't really do a thing to keep those prices down. So there's that. Now, experts are predicting that in 2025, these interest rates are pretty much going to stay the same. They're going to be in that 6% range for most of the year. Perhaps the end of 25, we'll see them come down to, say, 6% or maybe the high 5 range. But, you know, after doing these housing market videos for the past few years, reading what these experts have to say, let's just say I'll believe it when I see it. I want to touch on the NAR settlement that happened in March of this year. Now, if you don't recall, or if you're living under a rock, the National Association of Realtors reached a settlement in the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit case. And this is the case where these homeowners sued the National Association of Realtors over the commission structure that realtors were getting paid. In March, they reached a settlement deal to the tune of $418 million. And a lot of experts felt that this was going to impact the housing market, and it could actually bring prices down, and it's going to be great for the home buyers because now prices are going to come down. No, that's not what happened. So with that settlement, new rules went into place as of August 17th for all realtors. What it all came down to is that home sellers do not have to pay the buyer agent their commission. They can choose to offer out 0%. They'll pay their agent to list the home, but they don't have to pay for the buyer's agent, which is how it's been done for many years. We're only 4 months into this change right now, and I can tell you from my experience here in my market here in New Jersey, not much has changed with that real estate commission structure. You know, people thought it was going to be mayhem, prices were going to come down. They're not. Sellers are still choosing to offer to pay for the buyer agent commission. So not much has changed. What I'm hearing from many of my viewers and many who have come on my live streams and commented about what's going on in their market, this change hasn't really impacted their markets either. So things have pretty much stayed the status quo regarding this real estate commission structure, but who knows what's going to happen going into 2025. My hope is that things still remain the same and it won't have an impact on buyers. And I hope that sellers will still choose to pay for the buyer agent commission, because let's face it, if a buyer has to pay for their real estate agent, they're probably going to offer you less money on your house, or they're going to ask you to pay for that commission anyway. Just my thoughts on this. So even with all of that and people just thinking that this is going to impact the housing market. That NAR settlement didn't do a darn thing to housing prices or the market. Sorry, there I said it.
You know something? You're right.
Another big thing that affected the housing market this past year was the rise in homeowners insurance. Now, that's been going on for the past few years. As a matter of fact, I believe it was from over the 2-year period from 21 to 23, we saw homeowners insurance rates increase by 20%. Yeah. So this is what's creating a serious affordability issue for people. And I'm speaking for people who just bought their homes thinking everything's all fine and dandy, but then P.S., a year goes by, now their homeowners insurance rate skyrocketed, along with their property taxes too. Will this problem continue into 2025? Probably. It probably will. So you need to be prepared for it.
Thanks for the heads up.
Now, I'm not saying that prices didn't come down anywhere in this country in 2024. We did have some markets that did soften a bit in states like Florida, specifically South Florida, Texas, like Austin, Texas, Arizona. In Arizona, specifically the Phoenix market, there are areas in this country where we saw this happen, where we saw the prices come down, which I thought was great because that gave hope for some people to be able to afford a home. I was hoping it would spread more across the country where we would see a correction happen, but that's not happening. High interest rates, NAR settlement, yeah, none of that, nope, none of that had an impact on it. And it's unfortunate, but the bottom line is, and you heard me say this a million times, we need more houses for sale. That's the only way this problem is going to get solved, is we increase the inventory. So the word on the street out there is that in 2025, they're anticipating more inventory because people are feeling that downward pressure. Those who need to move and they've been sitting in their homes because of their lock-in effect, they have an interest rate under 4%. Those people are going to be pushed to a point where they have to sell. They need to move on. So there's a lot of talk about that's what's going to be happening this year. Will it happen? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think the interest rates are going to be enticing enough for people to jump off the fence and put their house on the market. I think 5%, in the 5% range, is what's going to do it for people to make them make a move. So hopefully at the end of 2025, if the experts are right and those interest rates do come, they fall below 6%, maybe things will happen. The one piece of advice I could give you if you're looking to buy a house in 2025, align yourself with a really good realtor and a really good mortgage lender. Having these two people on your side guiding you is worth its weight in gold. I'm not kidding you. I know you think I'm here trying to push real estate agents, realtors on you, but the bottom line is you need a true expert and a professional to help you navigate through this market. And if you need to be connected to somebody in your market, whether you're selling or buying, you can click the link down below in that description box and fill out the form, and I can help get you connected to an agent in your market. So good riddance, 2024. Been nice knowing you. Let's hope the housing market in 2025 is a little better. I know it'll probably be more of the same, but let's hope for just a little bit more better affordability, and hopefully more people can get into homes. Thank you so much for watching me today to get your dose of real estate reality. My name is Jackie Baker, and I will see you next time.